Hello, this is the Bible in Fewer Words. We are Carol and Steve Wells. This is episode 66, Numbers, chapter 25. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Carol.
So, I see only one chapter today.
Yeah. Hey, you can tell when something exciting is going to happen because we only have one chapter.
That's a good strategy. Okay, well, let's move on to the excitement.
Yeah.
Chapter 25. While the Israelites were living in Shittim, they began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab. And God was angry with them.
So we don't really know where Shittim is. It's somewhere in Moab. Shittim, it refers to an acacia tree.
Okay.
So, we had the building things out of Shittim wood.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So it's just someplace out in the desert there in Moab.
Maybe there are a bunch of Shittim trees there, and they named a town after it?
Maybe, but I guess there definitely are a bunch of women that they're committing whoredom with.
Whoredom. So people are just having sex all over.
I think so, yeah.
I just thought I just had to put that out there plainly.
Yeah, I guess that's what that is, yeah.
Okay.
Verse 4, God said to Moses, "Take all the heads of the people and hang them up in front of me, so I won't be mad at the Israelites anymore."
I'm pausing here because I'm just trying to figure out that you don't take someone's head and hang them up without that person being dead.
Yeah, I don't think it really means to hang the heads up. I think it means to hang the heads of the people. The heads of the people refer to the leaders of the people.
Oh.
So I think that's like the tribal leaders.
Okay.
They've got those 12 tribes.
Mm-hmm.
So take the leaders of the tribes, kill them, and hang them up on trees in front of God so they won't be angry anymore.
Man, that God guy really requires a lot of his people.
Yeah. Anyway, that's I think that's the command. It's not very clear to me. If I was Moses, I'd be going, okay, so what do you mean by heads of the people? Can you give me a list of people I'm supposed to kill and hang up for you? But I guess it's understood.
I guess so. Yeah, poor Moses. He has been asked to do a bunch of really awful jobs.
Yeah, but he's told people to do a bunch of awful things too.
Yeah.
So I think he and God are pretty much, have kind of the same views toward that.
Okay. So verse 5, Moses said to the judges of Israel, "Kill all the men who committed whoredom with Baal Peor." So this sounds like it's all the men who are committing whoredom.
It sounds like a completely different thing.
Yeah.
So God's telling him to kill, I think, the leaders, hang them up for him.
Mm-hmm.
And Moses is saying, kill everyone who committed whoredom.
So maybe Moses and God didn't get together and figure out what the real instruction was.
Well, and how would you know, right? I mean, yeah. So did you come in? How are you going to find
last
out
night? What did you do last night?
That's kind of it'd take an investigation, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! And then,
but actually, I'm not sure that either of those things happened.
Oh,
because in the very next verse.
Okay, but before we go on.
Yeah.
Who is committing whoredom with Baal Peor?
Baal Peor is the god.
Oh.
The
competing god.
His competing god, like his competitor, right? Mm-hmm. And I think Peor maybe is a place, a hill, or some location.
Okay.
So it's kind of a mix of a place and the god. Anyway, he's saying, kill all the people who committed whoredom with the daughters of Moab, with the Moabite women.
That is really an awful thing to order.
Yeah, the whole thing's kind of messed up.
All right.
Okay, verse 6. When Aaron's grandson, Phinehas, saw an Israelite man and a Midianite woman having sex, he took his javelin and thrust it through the man and the woman through her belly. And that stopped the plague.
Wait a second. So we had an Israelite man and a Midianite woman just having sex out in the open.
Apparently they were doing that right out in the open.
So that is that the line between people having sex and whoredom? Like people are just having sex all over the place. And people who have sex normally just go in a tent and get married that way.
I don't think so. I think that having sex with the Moabites would be bad, really bad.
So it's who you're having sex with, not in what manner. Like
I
out
have
in the
no
middle of
idea about the manner. But it's with whom you're having sex.
Okay.
It might have something to do with whether you're doing it in private or in public. This kind of sounds like it might be a little bit public, although maybe they were in their tent. Doesn't
And
say
he
so.
came in upon them.
Yeah, it doesn't say that. It doesn't say where they were, but he saw him doing it.
And he just took his sword
Uh-huh.
and just stabbed both of them with one swing.
Apparently, while they were in the act, apparently, and that stopped the plague.
I guess God was happy with that act.
For sure.
Not the sexual act, but the act of jabbing them with the sword.
Oh yeah. Phinehas is a hero and will be a hero from here on, and for this act, this was something that God really was pleased by. But the next verse, in verse 9, says, "But not before 24,000 Israelites had died."
Okay, so maybe it wasn't just Phinehas's act of stabbing. It was other people getting killed and the Israelites saying, "Oh my gosh, we're going to stop this whoredom because we'll get killed."
No, I don't think so.
Huh.
I don't think so. They were all having sex with the daughters of Moab, just happy as can be.
Yeah.
God was angry. Moses was angry. Phinehas was angry. And Phinehas killed this couple.
Yeah.
And that act stopped God, because God was in the middle of killing everyone in a plague.
Oh, I see.
I guess God couldn't wait for Moses to kill the heads of the people and hang them up for him. And maybe he couldn't wait until all of the guilty, the people who had sex with the daughters of Moab were killed.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to say because this is 3 consecutive verses. You can't tell whether or not. In fact, when I did Drunk with Blood, God's Killings in the Bible,
Yeah.
I left those 2 out, the first ones out. I mentioned them, but I didn't count them because I couldn't tell whether they actually happened, whether the heads of the people were hung up on trees,
Or whether they were the leaders.
people who committed whoredom
Yeah.
were killed.
Uh-huh.
What I did include is what we have here is that 24,000 died in a plague, and it was about committing whoredom with the daughters of Moab.
Yeah.
But one thing that is really strange here is that there wasn't a daughter of Moab that was involved with Phinehas here.
You're right. I mean, with the Israelite man that Phinehas killed,
It was a Midianite. So the Midianites, remember the Midianites?
I'm trying to remember the Midianites.
Well, Moses is married to one.
Oh. So there's nothing wrong with them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, there is. We'll see later how God feels about the people of Midian. But Moses, his father-in-law, and his wife are both from Midian, both Midianites.
Uh-huh.
And his 2 sons are also in Midian.
Yeah.
And they are at least half Midianite, right?
Yes. So, yeah, now I remember. Moses was not a great family man. Like, he just left them.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
But Moses' father-in-law, didn't he kind of say, "Hey, your God looks kind of cool. Like, maybe I'll
Yeah,
join
Jethro
you."
kind of, I guess. Anyway, Moses and Jethro got along great.
Yeah.
Jethro or Reuel or
Whatever his name was.
Hodad. What was his name? He has 3 different names.
Okay, well, that is a lot of information to take in here.
Yeah.
People dying so that God won't be angry anymore.
Uh-huh.
So verse 10, God said to Moses, "Phinehas has made me stop being angry with the Israelites. He was zealous for my sake, so I stopped killing them in my jealousy." You know, that God would admit that like that and not realize, well, this is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, we're talking about pretty serious criminal acts here.
Yes.
So I am giving him my covenant of peace. Phinehas and his seed shall have the covenant of everlasting priesthood, because he was zealous for me and made an atonement for Israel.
So now the priests are not going to come from Levi anymore. They're going to come from Phinehas.
Oh no, Phinehas is a Levite.
Oh,
He's the
okay.
grandson of Aaron.
Okay. And so what is he getting really? The covenant of the everlasting priesthood? I don't get what he's getting from God here.
Priests are going to come from him. I mean, it's sort of silly. The priesthood already existed with Aaron and his descendants, and he's a descendant of Aaron. So
Yeah.
what is he talking about here?
Yeah.
But there it is. I can't explain it. But the main point is, God is really happy with what Phinehas did here.
Yes.
That's the main thing. He was zealous, and God's very pleased.
Rah, rah.
Yeah.
Stick your sword in two people who are having sex.
Uh-huh. Right.
Jeepers. Okay. This is verse 14. The name of the Israelite man that was killed by Phinehas was Zimri, and the Midianite woman's name was Cosbi. It's not often they give us names.
That's
like
right.
That, is it?
Yeah. And they're kind of, I would say they're kind of the heroes of this story, right? I mean,
Yeah.
if there are some, I don't know, it's kind of romantic that the two from different
Tribes.
were getting together. That's nice. Mm-hmm. We could use a little more of that.
Yes.
God said to Moses, "Vex the Midianites and smite them, because they have vexed you in the matter of Cosbi, the Midianite woman."
So vex them. That means shun them, don't have anything to do with them?
I think it's more kill them.
Oh, okay. I will never use that word again.
Well,
Vexed.
Vex them is, I don't know what it is, but it's bad.
Uh-huh.
Smite them is pretty much for sure kill them.
Okay.
Vex them and smite them is kill them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So God is now angry at the Midianites, I guess, because of Cosbi, right?
The woman. Let's blame it
Just
on the woman.
one woman, because it was the Moabite women, and that the Israelites were having sex with them. That was getting God all upset.
Yes.
But now he's totally focused not on the Moabites,
Nope.
but on the Midianites, because there was this one woman, Cosbi, who's now dead, who had sex with the Israelite man. And so now, from now on, God's angry at him and is telling the Israelites to kill them.
You know, I'm still confused about Moses marrying a Midianite woman. Like, why didn't God take care of that right at the time?
Take care of what?
Well, he didn't really like that he married a Midianite woman, did he?
Well, I don't think he was bothered at the time. God is moody and changes his mind. I think at the time he was fine with it.
Okay.
There's no indication that God had any problem with Moses marrying a Midianite.
Okay.
Now, there's an indication that Moses may have married someone else. Remember, they said he might have
after he
married
left.
an Ethiopian. Remember,
Yes.
then Aaron and Miriam were upset about that.
Uh-huh. The brother and sister saying,
Yeah.
hey, you can't marry an Ethiopian.
Right.
Huh.
But anyway, Moses
don't
is
have-
definitely, or was, married.
You're right.
But if she's still alive, he's married to her, I guess. And you'd think that he'd think, well, he's a lot of times he tries to talk God out of things. Why wouldn't he say, well, look, I'm married to a Midianite. My children are Midianites.
Yeah.
Why am I going to be killing them? I'm just not happy with that.
Yeah.
Can we kill somebody else?
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. Anyway, that's the end of this very
Exciting episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was opened my eyes to, I don't know what, God's cruelty. I've already seen that.
Yeah, it's an amazing chapter. I mean, I don't know how anyone could read this chapter and say, yeah, that's my God. I believe in him.
I'm on his side.
Uh-huh.
Okay, well, thanks again.
Sure.
And thank you, listeners. We appreciate you sticking with us. Bye.
Bye-bye.